Well, I know you're thinking about it because I am too. DEI hires. Excuse me there, as of course the situation in California just became that much more critical, as it looks like key pieces of infrastructure are now directly threatened by the wildfire that has created a wide range of skepticism of government programs that literally prioritized people's feelings, emotions, skin colors over, of course, competency and preparing for this thing that happens all the time, that isn't unique, that they knew was coming, and yet still decided to be blindsided by the nonsense that they're like, oh, who are we going to blame for all of this? Oh, I got it. It's because people didn't give us enough money to make the weather gooder for you. That's literally what the corporate media is arguing right now, as we're finding out that, hey, there's actually some arsonists here that we should be talking about, which we will. This says in the making of this video, we are learning that key pieces of infrastructure, as there's other reports coming in of major fueling pipelines being cut off from California to Las Vegas, as Starlink now is becoming vital to emergency services. The media and news reporters trying to get a grip and understanding of exactly what's going on here. This says Elon Musk has announced that he is going to be giving out free Starlink services for those affected by these wildfires that have already cost 10 people their lives. As many people are expecting that number to be a lot higher, as clearly emergency services are a little bit occupied now, as we're finding out that the city of Los Angeles cut the funding for many of the emergency services departments, including the fire department, and allocated that money as they knew that they have a significant problem dealing with wildfires. And they said, you know what? Let's make sure we give less money to the fire department. Let's give it to a gay men's choir. Yeah, that's money well spent here. No. Let's give it to this cafe that caters to a subject that YouTube hates us talking about for some strange reason. We can't actually discuss this in a full and honest, real way. As, of course, social justice art was where the fire department's budget went to. As we're also finding out that Gavin Newsom recently vetoed a bill that would have allowed Cal Fire to retain seasonal firefighters to help with staffing shortages, highlighting yet another massive failure of Gavin Newsom, as called by Donald Trump. As of course, the veto forced the layoff of thousands of firefighters who could have been a very important part now in preventing and stopping the spreading of this fire. As of course, I know many people affected by this fire, and at least the one thing that they could salvage from this is that hopefully people wake up from this and no longer keep voting for the Democratic political party that has put them in this extremely vulnerable situation that they are now absolutely screwed because of. As there's even a leaked memo detailing how the mayor of Los Angeles was demanding an extra $49 million cut just 1 week before these wildfires broke out, as of course she significantly already cut the budget of the fire department in LA to the tune of $17.6 million in her latest budget that, of course, prioritized lesbian firefighters that have taken the highest ranks of the LA City Fire Department. As Sean Strickland, I think, had the best take out of all of this, saying, "I am so shocked that lesbians and strong women of color aren't equipped to handle this fire. Maybe they're not gay enough, not dark enough. Either way, I think it's time to invest more in DEI hires. As personally, I am shocked that they're not using rainbow-colored water in order to symbolically highlight their larger kind of preferences of where they like to stink things up, in particular frickin' holes, which is more important than actual competency, which is infuriating, especially if you know a lot of the people who are affected here, a lot of the people losing their homes here, losing all of their lively possessions here. Why are they doing this when a lot of people believe that this could have been prevented? Because I think it could be. There's so much incompetency, as of course LA just also accidentally sent out an emergency evacuation order for the entire county, making of course people freak out, terrified and scared of the larger consequences, especially dealing with an incompetent socialistic government that clearly likes to check all boxes of diversity rather than actually provide some good services. As of course, there's a larger question now of what's really happening here, as a lot of people on the left are automatically saying, no, we got to give more money to government so they can make the weather gooder. A lot of other people are saying, no, wait, hold on. Let's actually look into this, as Fox LA is also reporting that Los Angeles residents are now apprehending people that had a blowtorch on them near the fires, as there are now numerous accounts of arsonists being arrested, literally lighting fires during this entire crazy scenario. As a lot of people are saying that there's a larger possibility of an illegal migrant gang that could have been doing this with larger intensive looting. Again, that's a theory out there that hasn't been confirmed, as the latest images that we're getting is this man getting busted and arrested here after local citizens decided to actually take action here and apprehend this man with the blowtorch. As the local police department had this to say about this incident.
What we know right now is that the incident occurred, started here, and about 30 minutes later, a suspect was detained over in Woodland Hills area by citizens.
So someone purposely set the Kenneth fire?
At this time, that's what we believe, yes.
Do you know how or why they did that?
That I don't know.
Is this a crime scene right now?
Yes.
So everything's closed off?
It's being investigated as a crime.
As the corporate media keeps trying to obfuscate the larger reality of what's really happening here to the point of absurdity, as perfectly also highlighted by this Fox LA 11 news report saying specifically that a right-wing Republican figure is lying about fire hydrants not having any water in them. And then literally going to a news segment saying, yeah, these fire hydrants don't have any water in them. That's the level of absurdity. That's the level of political finagling that the people of Los Angeles now have to deal with. As of course, this is not just gross incompetency. This is criminal negligence. There's also larger criminal components that a lot of people believe are responsible for these larger fires that are coming out and saying, you know what? This is a start to finish larger kind of inside job here that clearly is meant to work against the best interest of the people of Los Angeles that now have to deal with overwhelming huge amounts of property damage that is going to be almost virtually impossible to build back from in these larger socialistic states that, of course, take a huge amount of time to process your permits in order to do so. Here's this news segment that I think is absolutely incredible to watch.
Former LA mayoral candidate and real estate developer Rick Caruso criticizing the city's response to the windstorm and fires. He says officials should have been more prepared.
The real issue to me is twofold. We've had decades to go remove the brush in these hills that spreads so quickly. And the second is you got to have water. And my understanding is the reservoir was not refilled in time and in a timely manner to keep the hydrants going. So that's a failure, whether on DWP's part or another city agency. But this is basic stuff. This isn't high science here. And it's all about leadership and management that we're seeing a failure of. And all of these residents are paying the ultimate price for that.
Despite what you have heard from Caruso, no firefighters have told us that they are running out of water.
And let's go out to Gigi Graciette. She is live in Pacific Palisades. I know your signal's not the best, but Gigi, what can you tell us?
Well, firefighters have told me they have no water on this block, and you may be able to make out the ember state.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Who would have thought it? As clearly the levels of ridiculousness here deserve to be absolutely called out, especially now with the corporate media in unison speaking the same propagandized language, as we have Time.com reporting that the LA fires show us the reality of living in a world with a 1.5 Celsius increase of warming. And again, a lot of the data, a lot of the science here, just absolutely made up, just absolutely attributed to nonsense, as of course a lot of the temperature readings are literally done at airport tarmacs in order to get the largest amount of temperatures possible here. As clearly we're living in a very crazy kind of wild predicament with a freaking huge sun that ebbs and flows in different kinds of intensities, and we're going to be blaming it on not giving enough money to the government to offset our, quote, carbon, which is ridiculous, idiotic, and stupid. The New York Times is even now specifically attacking Elon Musk over this, which is absolutely unfair. As their article reads, scientists say Musk wrongly downplays climate role in LA fires. Are you kidding me? The British broadcasting company Climate Whiplash linked to raging LA fires. These fires have been going on for quite a while, okay? To specifically say, this time it's just because you didn't give enough money to your corporate overlords is not going to, of course, convince the people that are dealing with tremendous, huge property and life loss here, okay? If you want to convince the people of anything, it's that they had enough of your nonsense. It's, of course, NASA, another very secretive kind of fake news spreading government agency, came out and said that 2024 just now officially was the warmest year on record. Again, where did they collect the data on that? We're going to have to do a deep dive into this, which we probably are going to be doing in the next video. So subscribe, click the notification button, and don't forget to pick yourself up some takecalm.com. It's something that's right here on my desk by accident. Actually, I'm going to put more stuff on there, thinking about it, and probably behind me too. This is my little backup secondary studio that we've been kind of building by hand here for quite a while. That shelf I built by myself through your help, through your assistance, by purchasing some of our great products. One of the best products we have out there, takecalm.com. Really good stuff. I really do enjoy this stuff. I try not to take anything too long, but overwhelmingly, this is some of the best stuff that absolutely helps me right before I do a live major big show. It helps me relax. It helps me meditate. It helps deal with inflammation. It helps me out with a lot of stuff. I did a lot of research on this. It took us 2 years to launch this product because a lot of companies have a lot of different stuff that's not good out there, that's not pure, that isn't really going to help people. And after testing so many different companies, so many different brands, I was like, this right here, this is something that actually works for me personally, that I give to my mother, that I give to my loved ones. There's people that I know that are in my life that are dealing with significant stress and anxiety. I give them this and they're like, holy cow, that actually is really, really good. Takecalm.com. Check it out right now and support independent media at the same time. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.